Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you about 7th Lord of D1 in the 12th house of the D9 chart, okay? But before we get started, please subscribe my channel, follow me on Instagram. If you want to take my personal consultation, you can check the link in the description box. Also, you can follow me on Instagram where you will get the astrological updates, okay? So without wasting time, let's start this video. So 12th house of the D9 chart tells about your Moksha, okay, because D9 chart tells about what a particular house is actually doing or is going to do. It tells about your destiny basically. So if you want to see particularly Moksha, we can see the 12th house. We also can see the bed pleasures, the sleep we are going to derive after marriage. We also can see the secrets that will be revealed to you after marriage, okay? Also, if you will prefer being in loneliness or not, what will be your lonely life when you will go to bed will you sleep peacefully or not after marriage? Okay, will you have peace in your life? Because 12th house represents peace. It also shows about what kind of life you and your spouse are going to have when you both are alone, okay, free from all the daily stuffs. Do you have any kind of conversation or not? Okay, so this is what we see. And now when 7th Lord of D1 chart goes in the 12th house, firstly it can show your spouse can be from foreign land, from other culture, or from a very different background. If Rahu is also supporting and all that, we can say completely religion different and background different, everything different. But if only it is 7th Lord is in the 12th house, can be from same country but different culture or different background, okay? Or you can get losses through your spouse, or your spouse can have health issues, or your spouse can be emotionally not very detached, or there can be separation for some time between you and your spouse after marriage or before marriage. You may be having long distance relationship, you may have to travel to meet your spouse. So for different people, different charts, things will be different, and this way we have to see. And this way we have to see. And it also shows your spouse will help you in the spiritual development. If spiritual yogas are formed, your spouse will be very spiritual and will help you in your spiritual development. After, it also shows for some people they may not have any interest in getting married. So now let's say Sun is your 7th Lord in the D1 chart and it is placed in the 12th house in the D9 chart, okay? So what it shows firstly that your spouse will make you know your ego, okay? Like your spouse will become a mirror and will let you see that how much egoist if you were, then your spouse will show you. Or whatever was your insecurity, whatever was your fear, like anger issues or insecurity regarding relationship, whatever was the issue, your spouse will show you that. And after marriage, your ego will completely vanish. It is the Maran Karan Sthan for Sun to be. Sun here has no ego, and if like when time will pass slowly, your ego will go. It is not like suddenly things will happen. It will go slowly, but yes, your spouse will be egoist only from outside. Inside, your spouse will be very emotional and will not have any ego. It will be only from outside, your spouse will show anger, your spouse will show ego, but from inside, your spouse is not going to have all of that. Your spouse will be very calm. Okay, maybe from outside your spouse is gonna pretend, and also it shows your spouse can be having a very good position in any foreign land or foreign place. Your spouse will also make you come into spirituality. Your spouse will also be into spirituality if certain yogas are present in your chart. Also, your spouse will make you understand many secrets that your soul wanted to know. Maybe like before taking birth, all these things were already, like maybe before birth all these things were already planned, that your spouse will come into life and make you see the secrets, the spiritual secrets, or whatever the sign may be, and will help you to progress spiritually. So this is the thing that it shows. Also, you may sleep less. Okay, sleep may be disturbed. It is better for you to move foreign place or foreign land or away from your birthplace after marriage, so that you can enjoy a good romantic life with the spouse. It will also make you be lonely, and maybe before marriage you were not willing to be lonely, but after marriage you will be willing to be lonely or forced to be lonely, so that you are able to realize yourself. This is a very good placement that can take you towards moksha, because sun is the planet that is atma, that is the soul. So if it is in the 12th house, and if the dispositor of it is also supporting, it can actually take you towards spirituality, towards moksha, because when lust and ego goes away from us, then only we become spiritual. Okay, so keep a good relationship with the spouse, give time to your spouse, and your relationship will work. Now, if it is moon, so moon is, as we all know, that moon is a planet that is waxing and waning. I didn't cover this thing in my earlier videos, but this is important thing. Okay, so see, it doesn't mean that Krishna Paksha or waning moon will not take you towards spirituality, or Shukla Paksha will take you towards spirituality, because Krishna Paksha in the D9 chart actually can take you towards spirituality, because it can give you such events. Saturn takes us towards spirituality, moon, Saturn takes us towards spirituality, Jupiter takes us towards spirituality. So basically, when moon goes there, your mind will feel like, I want to be alone to understand the things. Okay, there can be emotional detachment. You will be very emotional person, your spouse will be very emotional person, but somewhere that emotional detachment from the worldly things will come. If you and your spouse have soul connection, your spouse and you have soul connection, soulmate, twin flame connection, then in that case you will never forget your spouse. So you will always love your spouse. But if it is a karmic connection, then after marriage you will get detached from your spouse, and this is a good thing to happen, because that is only your karmic partner. Okay, and it also gives emotional spouse, but somewhere spouse may be emotionally unavailable, somewhere the spouse may be emotionally detached. Now, if moon gets afflicted here by materialistic planets, by Rahu, or the dispositor gets afflicted, it can actually take you towards bad thing. Like not all people are going towards spirituality. Like it can make you like you drink alcohol or bad habits, some kind of that you may adopt if moon is afflicted in the D1, also in the D9 chart. Then in that case, not every time. So because not everyone is going to go in the spiritual field, also you will because in the past maybe you were emotionally hurt, so you will always want to protect your heart from getting emotionally hurt, from attaching yourself with people, because you may think if you will attach you will be hurt. So you have to remove that fear that you will get hurt if you attach yourself emotionally. Don't attach, you need to understand true meaning of love. So if you become spiritual, this problem will be solved. Then if it is Venus, so Venus is good in 12th house. It actually gives a very, very devoted spouse, beautiful spouse. Now, it can definitely give spouse from other country, other place. Okay, it can give you a spouse who is good looking. And depending upon the sign, your spouse may be interested in the spiritual things or in the creative thing, that is materialistic. It also shows that there will be true love between you and your partner, and in this life you have to learn the meaning of true love, unconditional love, and Understanding what is true Venus. Venus is not about materialistic things. Long time ago, there were not these materialistic things, no phone, no expensive dresses or expensive food or all these things that we see now. That time, what was making Venus exalted? It was only about making yourself spiritual and understanding what is the meaning of love, the purity. So according to me, all these materialistic things never describe Venus. Venus is only about spirituality. So this is the thing. So you will get a very good spouse, and love marriage chances are possible, very romantic relationship together. Also, Venus here will help you to deal with your enemies depending upon which sign it is placed, where this poster is, and other aspects. Venus can here help you to fight against your enemies, or you will forgive your enemies. Okay. Mercury. So Mercury is a planet that is actually debilitated in the 12th house because Mercury's logic doesn't work here. Because when we go towards spirituality, we need to think from heart, from soul, not from mind. If we'll think from mind, then it's not going to make us spiritual. So that's why Mercury is debilitated here. So see, you may feel lost, like communication may be lost between you and your spouse. You and your spouse will mostly communicate when you and your spouse are alone in the room or somewhere alone, and then calmly you both will communicate. Otherwise, your spouse and you will not get enough time to communicate, maybe because of work or family responsibilities. So and when you go to sleep at night, your mind will start working, and your spouse's mind as well as your mind. So while sleeping, you both can have good conversations regarding the things. Now, it can also take you towards foreign land, and a very great interest in the 12th house matters can be there for you. It can take you towards foreign land and can make you do business over there also. It can create problem in education because Mercury represents education and it goes in the 12th house. However, it gives a youthful spouse, someone who is not very much attached and someone who just enjoys the life the way it is. But if spirituality yogas are present, your spouse can be spiritual. Now, if it is Mars. So Mars is a planet of anger, strength, courage. It is the 7th lord. It can be Aries or it can be Scorpio, no matter what it is. Firstly, it gives a spouse who is courageous. It actually gives a spouse who has anger issues. From 12th house, it aspects your 7th as well as 6th house. It can create arguments. It can create fights between you and your spouse. Especially if you and your spouse are alone in the room, there can be arguments, there can be some fights, and it also creates problem in getting married or some issues before marriage, some karmas to be paid off. It also gives interest in the yoga, in the dance, and it can also take you towards it can also take you abroad. It can also make you surgeon or someone working behind the scene. It can make you very, very dedicated towards daily life. You have a daily specific routine. You will want to follow that routine. Not only you, but your spouse as well will have a particular set routine, and you both will follow that routine. Very much dedicated towards Guru or wherever the sign, whichever sign is placed in your 12th house, very much dedicated towards that sign, because Mars represents dedication, fighting for something. Okay, fighting for our land, our property. You can also have land in foreign place, or issues regarding property, land may happen in your life. Your spouse will help you to pay off the karmas. Now, if it is Jupiter, so Jupiter, the Brihaspati, the Guru, expands the qualities of the house it sits in. Now, it is ruling your 7th house, which gives wise spouse, someone who has wisdom, someone who is matured, someone who is religious, someone who understands, someone who never takes hasty decisions. So that kind of a spouse Jupiter represents, and now it goes in the 12th house. Firstly, it shows that after your marriage you can become spiritual, or your interest towards 12th house matters will increase, and you will not think about it in a very hasty manner, but you will analyze it, you will think it deeply, and you will think like a guru, or you will want to search for a guru abroad. Your spouse will help you to become spiritual. Your spouse will be very devoted, and also it gives good sleep, or it also gives good sleep, and the time of sleep may increase. Okay, after marriage, your relationship with your family will improve. If you're living abroad, after marriage you can move to your home country for some times. However, it gives a wise, matured spouse, but before getting married, you and your spouse may be living separate from each other. It can also show that your spouse may be from foreign lands, from foreign culture. Now, if it is Saturn, see, Saturn is a planet of karma. It is becoming your 7th lord. So what it shows, your spouse will show your karmas. Your spouse will help you to burn your karmas. Your spouse will be the one who will act like Saturn to give you the results of your karma, to protect you from your karmas. Your spouse can be from your past life. Okay, your spouse will be very devoted, dedicated, matured, wise, and of cold nature. In the 12th house, it makes not very much emotionally attached. From inside they will be attached, but they will never show it because of the past experience your spouse must have had. So that's why. Also, it shows that some karma you have to pay off for relationships. It can take you abroad for sure. It can give long-lasting marriage. Also, your savings after marriage may decrease. Your enemies may try to harm you, because all these will happen because the reason for that is your spouse will help you to end that karmic cycle after coming in the life. So you don't need to worry about it. Saturn here can also show you will be interested in astrology, philosophy, spirituality, and it also gives you patience, and you need to be careful regarding your savings, regarding your marriage, very dedicated and devoted in life, because if you do it, your luck will rise after some time. It aspects the 9th house. So your luck will rise after some time if you are really dedicated. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to share it. Please don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.